Good morning, welcome to NMS. I'm going to talk on a touchy subject here, and there's probably a few people that are going to not like this post, but it is what it is. So let's have a look at the situation of, let's say, healthcare in different countries. I know most about Australia because I am Australian, but it can be very similar over here in Spain. So I'm going to touch on a few areas. First of all, if I look after myself my whole life, okay, I still have to pay Medicare, especially if I've got a job, I pay Medicare. I have to have private health so I don't have to pay as much Medicare. Make that make sense to you? I rarely ever use either. In Australia, I never used Medicare or any sort of private health benefits. You can't use those private health benefits for the gym. Used to be able to. They had a lifestyles cover. They don't have it anymore. Used to be able to, get physio. Nah, a lot of those benefits are disappearing. But if I don't look after myself for my whole life and I need all these different medications, I can get them, okay? And I can get them through Medicare, and in Australia they've got PBS. And in a lot of countries they look after the people that are sick rather than the people that look after their health. Now I wonder if we could switch this system around and make it as a system where it actually benefits those that look after their health, because we're not a burden on the health system, and certainly not a burden in terms of overall cost, and yet we pay our taxes regularly. I wonder how much better governments would be in their financial situation, because I know Australia spends a lot. I think in America, health care is pretty much the biggest cost to American governments. Okay, so if all these different countries went, you know what, let's start looking after the healthy and not looking after as much the ones that don't have good health, okay, how would that switch the whole, system of, benefits for people, okay? Would people attempt to be healthier if they didn't get all their free medications or cheap medications? Would they attempt to now start exercising, because if they didn't exercise, the government's not going to look after their poor health? I think they would. And I certainly think there would be an incentive for people to look after their health if the government paid for their gym membership, not their prescription medications. But I think we've got probably a system set up here, probably through, lobbying groups in different governments across the world, and those groups lobbying the governments to pay for a lot of different healthcare, but don't pay for preventative care. Now, if we could be looking after people's gym memberships and we give people more benefits if they don't drink alcohol, they don't smoke cigarettes, they don't carry excess weight, imagine how much better our system would be better off. Now, it's really hard for someone like me. I've spent my whole life, I don't have any, I'm not on any medications for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high sugar. I keep a pretty healthy weight. Yes, I've got more muscle. My blood sugar is always under control. Okay. Don't have any problems with anything. Rarely ever see the doctor, rarely ever get sick. And if I do get sick, it's a bit of a cold here, and I still look after myself during it. Okay, still eat well. Now, yeah, I could get sick one day, and it's good to have those benefits there, but, I choose to take care of myself, and I know a lot of people do, and certainly the system is not set up for people like us. It's set up for people who don't look after themselves. And if we switch the whole system around, I think we would spend much less money on healthcare, and certainly, the need for a lot of different medications would probably be switched more to preventative care. What do you guys think? I know this is a long sort of video and it's a bit of a rant, but I want to see people start to look after themselves. Is that what you'd like to see? If you're someone that likes to go to the gym regularly, do you want to be looked after by the government because you look after yourself? I'm sure a lot of people would. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that get these benefits that I'm talking about, and they're probably going, well, hold on, what about all my medications? Well, what about your medications? If you start to look after yourself, then you could probably benefit from the fact that they'll pay for your gym membership, and they'll give you more money if you get your weight down. Just a thought. Let me know, guys. I know it's obviously a big switch around in the whole government's motivations for, especially for campaigning. So let me know what you guys think. Have a good day, and I will talk to you in the next one. I'll be live in about 5 to 10 minutes.